Hey Sass Squad, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you some more battles here with the ABB line with Shadow Walrein, Typhlosion, and Blaziken. So let's just jump into the battles. So I have two sets from yesterday that I wanted to share you because there were some fun battles. And in this very first battle, we do get a Walrein lead. And I don't know, I feel like I always play a slightly different, but I never bait usually against the Walrein. It seems that I always seem to win the first CMP. And I will not shield here because in my mind, the way I'm looking at this is if I keep my shields and we can get another shield or get up even an earthquake here, then we could probably just bring in Blaziken and farm down and have energy. And then we have two shields versus their one, which obviously we don't really know what they have, but it could be a pretty good scenario for us. And they actually bring in Venusaur, and I could have just stayed in with Blaziken and went for the Blaze Kicks, but I actually just switched to Typhlosion thinking, oh, you know, at least Incinerate will actually do decent damage aside, like unlike counter to Venusaur. And I'm just throwing my Blast Burns. And you know, this is a very sloppy battle, that is for sure. I think I was definitely a little drunk when I was doing these battles. But like, you know, it works, right? I mean, we Blast Burn the Walrein, in comes Shadow Charizard, and kind of a close battle actually. It's actually insane how close this is. We're going to shield the Blast Burn, and we're going to throw a Blaze Kick, which will be very significant here. And they end up not even shielding, which is pretty interesting, because I guess it makes sense, because regardless, we were going to get off double Blaze Kick there, so one of them had to go through. But we are able to just barely farm down with Incinerate this first match. Really cutting it close there with that first battle. Amazing though. Alright, so in our next battle, we get the Goodra. Wow, this is insane. I've actually been considering using Goodra. It's been... I feel like I haven't seen Goodra in a while. But it's interesting, and I'm like, why are they staying in? You know, when I saw them staying in, the first thing that crossed my mind was, is this a triple dragon team or something? And I saw that when they switched into Kingdra, I was like, this has to be triple dragon, because why did they even stay in with Goodra? So the way I'm looking at this is I'm going to throw my energy, and I'm going to actually switch in Blaziken and let Akazuka slip on through. So we're going to get a nice little bath here from Kingdra, and I will farm down. They may have the two shields, but I'm not entirely concerned about that at this exact moment. In comes a Dragonite. We're going to throw a Blaze Kick, and it is a Shadow Dragonite, so I feel like it's going to want shield, even though obviously it can resist fire moves. So here I think I bring in Walrein, and I'm going to shield, and I think I'm going to try to catch a move on Typhlosion if I potentially can. I think they try to switch out, and it doesn't work in their favor. So what ends up happening, I already have two Icicle Spears loaded up, so we're just going to pretty much nail this. We're going to nail this battle, and Dragonite cannot live any ice moves, that's for sure. So having both of them loaded, we get the shield and bam. Alright, so in this next battle, we get a Contonian Muck lead. So usually in these matchups, I'll stay in and I'll take the first Thunder Punch, and I'm just going to go straight EQ, because either we're going to get a shield or we're going to demolish this Muck. And I know there's probably, I mean, obviously if you predict they're going to shield, there's obviously the Icicle Sphere is the better play there, but I'm going to switch to Typhlosion once we see them commit a shield on Earthquake, and we're going to try our best to... You know, here it was pretty obvious as Icicle Sphere, but I just got nervous, and here again, it was pretty clear they weren't going to throw Earthquake, but I was drinking. So I was just like a little on edge, like I was like watching Unsolved Mysteries while I'm doing these battles, just kind of like doing both at the same time. But yeah, it's still going to work out pretty decent for us here, because the Muck comes in, throws their energy, and that's quite okay, because we can actually live a Thunder Punch, and they bring in Primarina, and you know, this is kind of a tough call. I should have just switched to Blaziken there. I thought maybe I could get I don't know why I was thinking with Walrein. Like, no way I was gonna live this Charms, but we actually Brave Bird the Primarina and get rid of that nuisance, and we already have a Blast Burn charged, so we are just going to nuke the Muck. And that was a crazy match. A lot of these battles are just insane, like the way I was playing them. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a testament how decent this line is, because I feel like even when I make weird plays or not the optimized play, this team still can come out on top. So obviously we have a great lead with Crobat, and I'm going to stay in and go for EQ here on the Walrein. Maybe not necessarily the best decision, but we are going to shield, and they make a great call, and they bait us with the Icicle Sphere. Great call on their end. I'm going to throw Blaze Kick, and I think I shield again here because I'm too nervous to get hit by Earthquake. Unfortunately, we actually did call the Earthquake, but we're not in the best position. So in comes the Crobat, and I guess I could have thrown Brave Bird here, but I was suspecting maybe I can actually get 2 Blaze Kicks off. And I think they throw Poison Fang, and they're going to go for a farm down, but I end up switching out, and in comes their Blaziken. So here I'm going to try to throw Earthquake, but I don't think I can live. Oh wait, I barely lived the Blaze Kick. Excuse me. I don't think they shield this. I think they made the right call on not shielding this because... Oh, actually, I think I win this battle. I think we end up winning this because I do have the Blaze Kick on Blaziken, and they're not going to be able to one-shot me with a Shadow Ball on Typhlosion. I think at this range I can just farm down with Incinerate, and I think that's even what I do. Yeah, that's game. GG. Alright, let's see. Ed Grims, what do you have? Oh my gosh, yeah, this is... Toxicroak is probably one of the hardest Pokemon to deal with this line. So, normally when I face fighters, it ranges on what I do, but if it's just like a standard fighter that's not Obstagoon or Gallade, I will usually switch to Blaziken as my safe swap. And that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I mean, it's honestly... Maybe Typhlosion might have been better. It's kind of tough to say because the Mud Bombs are scary, and the way the energy aligned in this battle, the Toxicroak just gets ahead so far on us. And they do have a nice safe swap in Snorlax, so that's just a lot of tankiness that we can't really deal with that great. So we are going to try to... I think we try to catch a Body Slam on Walrein here, and we're going to try to farm down with Powder Snow in hopes of having a little bit of energy to throw at whatever they bring in. And they end up having a Walrein in the back too, so this is just kind of a difficult battle for us to try to overcome because we still have to deal with that Toxicroak, and they have so much bulk on their team, and they have the shield still, so we're not in the best position. Oh, this is what I was thinking of, this play. They make a great call, and they just let their Walrein die, and I can't really do anything at this point. Like, okay, this is insane. It's not even that I can't do anything. I have the move, but we CMP here. They just barely get the Mud Shot. If by chance, it's hard to say. I like literally I was on it, but they were on it too. So GG, great game. Really great game, honestly. I thought like I almost thought I could have got that, but yeah, that first set was a 4-1. Great game. So in this next set, we get ourselves a Trevenant lead, and they switch into Escavalier, and we are just going to switch into Typhlosion and farm this bug down, and we have so much energy, and they're actually going to bring in Walrein here, and I was feeling a little spicy. I already feel like we're in a great position to win this battle, so I just go straight for Solar Beam, and they get beamed, yo, get beamed! And that they just top left. I don't blame them. There was no way they were coming on top after that. Alright, so in this next battle, we get a Primarina lead, and I've been seeing a lot of these Charm Primarinas here in Ultra League. I'm gonna stay in, go for Earthquake. We do connect the Earthquake, that's beautiful, because this puts us in position where Icicle Sphere will knock out. And they're not gonna shield, no, I don't blame them. But, because we are in a situation where we're not gonna get farmed down, I'm gonna stay in just so I don't lose switch advantage. And they're gonna bring in Gliscor when I bring in my Blaziken on their Walrein. Pretty interesting decision, and Gliscor definitely scary, but I feel like we can manage because this is probably gonna be a Night Slash, but I'm a little nervous, so I'm gonna shield. And the way they play this, it's obvious to me this is a Night Slash, and even though it's a boosted Night Slash, I know I can take at least one, and that is the play here to flip this entire matchup, because they will not be able to win this now that I have 2 Blast Burn. They can't farm me down in time, and now we have the Walrein in the back, and we just have to use Blaziken to clean up, and that will be a GG. I mean, granted, we have to play this out still, but yeah, I mean, there's really nothing they can do. I mean, at this point, we just Blaze Kick, and they'll have a little bit of HP left, and we counter it down. I got a little nervous when I was playing this, but I'm like, there's no way this is not an Icicle Sphere. So yeah, very nice. GG to that trainer. So in this next battle, we get Obstagoon, and I will switch the Typhlosion right away. The reason why I switched to Typhlosion against Obstagoon versus Blaziken is because I actually want to use Blaziken to beat Obstagoon if they switch out, but that's not going to happen if I bring in Blaziken right on the Obstagoon, right? And this is insane. We're in Ultra League Premier Classic, and we have ourselves a Best Buddy Jellicent. I was not expecting to see a Jellicent in this format at all, but with that being said, really clever. You know what's crazy? I double Solar Beam on this Jellicent. I didn't even have to do that. I honestly didn't think they would shield both of them, but it ends up being the game because of that. Like, if I would have just tried to bait, I would have had a better chance here. But yeah, the Jellicent is a little difficult for our line to deal with. Definitely props on running a like you build a Jellicent for this league. Props for that. That could, you know, potentially that could be an XL that they're just not powering up yet. I don't know exactly CP wise. It could just be a high IV one. But yeah, like I was pretty shocked to see Jellicent, and it worked pretty well. And this is a well-deserved win on there. And I mean, there isn't much I'm going to be able to do after the way the bait and shield situation played out earlier. Yeah, I don't know, sometimes I get a little nervous, and it's like, even if I know they're gonna shield, I'm like, I have to use a super effective move. I gotta use the super effective one, even if it's like the nuke. But yeah, great game. A lot of Heracross and Fighter and Ampharos leads, but yo, Heracross actually kind of hard to deal with this team as well. But we're going to make a pretty decent call and just take the very first Rock Blast, because it's neutral on Blaziken. And unfortunately, maybe we should have shielded, because now this Heracross got mad energy, going to be throwing some Rock Blast at us. But I think what I decided to do, I was going to commit double shield there, but they end up switching out, which I don't blame them, because they probably see Heracross as their win con. So I'm gonna get a Blast Burn off on the Alone Muck. I'm gonna switch in my Walrein to take moves, knowing that Typhlosion probably is my best way to deal with Heracross. And we're not gonna shield. We end up shielding. Oh my gosh, excuse me. I do end up shielding that because I was thinking, if I can get a little bit of energy and shield the nuke, I will be okay. But they end up throwing Acid Spray, which could have been extremely devastating here. But we end up having, this is insane, honestly. I had 2 Icicle Spheres loaded, and somehow, at minus defense, I managed to throw both of them. I don't even understand. But insane enough, we come in with our Typhlosion here on the Walrein, which they have in their backline, and we were able to beam it. And that is game. This was a fun set. Like, getting off these Solar Beams it's been a lot of fun. I feel like I almost never use Solar Beam. Alright, so in this battle, we do get a Charizard lead, and I think I'm just going to stay and throw Icicle Spheres, because they will hurt, but then, after throwing the first one, I decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to just, if they throw Blast Burn, I know Typhlosion can take it, so I'm just going to switch in Typhlosion and take moves, and they do end up throwing double Dragon Claw. So what I'm going to do here is I take both Dragon Claws, and now I'm going to shield the third one and farm down Charizard, because that will leave me with so much energy. And whatever they bring in, we're probably going to just launch back-to-back Blast Burn, depending on what we see. It is Obstagoon, so yes, this is definitely what we want to do. They won't shield the first one, which is totally fine. We weren't really expecting them to shield. And then we will get a shield upon the second Blast Burn. And now we can just bring in Blaziken, farm down Obstagoon, and none of its moves are threatening to us. So they end up having Sylveon here in the back line. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw a Blaze Kick, and I'm going to switch in to Walrein. So this is kind of an interesting situation. Walrein can definitely win this matchup, and I'm just going to throw... what I do is I throw one Icicle Sphere. They don't shield, and I considered on just letting Walrein go here, but I decided, you know what? I can get to 2 Icicle Spheres and actually just beat Obstagoon right here and right now. So I decided just to do that, and there you go. Walrein takes the win there. Beautiful. Yeah, this team, I think, is just pretty solid. I mean, it's not going to win every battle. You know, it might not be the spiciest of teams, but a part of playing this game is the balance between having fun and actually learning matchups and practicing the high tier play. But if you enjoyed this content, consider liking, commenting, subscribing. It really helps my content reach a wider audience here on YouTube. And with that being said, the Sass Squad's getting stronger each and every day. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.